Hi, my name is Jade, and I am doing day 18 of Desmoid Awareness Month, telling my story about how I became part of this group and what this all means to me. Basically, I had a baby in 2010 via C-section, and it was a difficult pregnancy for me, but was told after I had her that I was doing well, although I didn't feel very well for a long time. I went back to my OBGYN in 2012 and was telling him how I was experiencing some pain and my stomach was real round as if I was pregnant. I went to that appointment and told him I also felt something hard in my abdomen. So he sent me straight to the hospital just to have it checked out, just to be sure, while we were waiting for other tests to come back for my blood work. I hadn't been gone 30 minutes from that appointment, and I was called back to the doctor's office. When I got back there, they asked for me to call my husband and have him come from work and be there. Luckily, my mother-in-law was with me. She actually drove me over because I wasn't feeling very well. And we were met with not only my OBGYN, but also a surgeon. I was told immediately that I had a tumor in my abdomen. And the surgeon told me that more than likely I had cancer, and that this was going to be life-changing for me and my family. And I was told that there was a possibility I wouldn't be here to see my baby grow up. It was very emotional for my family, as you can imagine. I think I just sat there in complete shock more than anything. And we left there and began the process of finding out what a desmoid is. I was referred to a general surgeon. For those that are beginning this process, I recommend actually finding an oncologist that specializes in desmoids. I live in a small town in the very northern part of Texas, and at the time, nobody really knew anything about desmoids or what to do with them, and I was not able financially to make the trek all the way down to South Texas for my medical care. So I opted for a general surgeon in Amarillo, which is about 50 miles from here. He told me my best bet was to get it resected as soon as possible. Of course, we had the biopsy. The biopsy came back as the desmoid, and at the time it was considered non-cancerous, and I was told that my best bet was just get it out. So within just a couple weeks of finding out about it, I had the biggest surgery of my life, and they took the tumor out of my abdomen. My incision is from my breast down to my pelvis. I had 7 infections. I had 8 weeks of a drain outside of my body that we had to clean out. I actually moved in with my in-laws as my husband continued to work, and I had a small child, and my mother-in-law helped get me back up on my feet. That was not an easy path to go down at all. Since then, I've had numerous hernias, a surgery for adhesions. More than anything, I have nerve pain, back pain. My left leg, for some reason, during these hernia surgeries, has left. My left leg will drag at times. I have a large piece of mesh implanted in my abdomen, and it's taken a couple surgeries to get that fixed. One time they they did it with dissolvable stitches whenever they put the mesh in there, and my body did not take to the dissolvable, so it never like adhered to the mesh. So I was having extreme pain, and a different surgeon went in and looked, and the mesh was just floating around and got clogged in a hernia. It sounds really gross. They went back in and they fixed it, and now I know that dissolvable stitches are not for me. My body did not like my mesh. It took me over a year for my body to accept it and actually integrate it into my body. It was very painful, a very long process of lots of tears and lots of pain. The nerve damage has gotten so bad that I now have neuropathy in my legs and feet. Unfortunately, I've been diagnosed with other things like RA. My liver and my kidneys aren't doing so well. And I live in daily pain. I try to lead a normal life as best that I can. My husband has taken on the responsibility of our child when it comes to the everyday bathing and cooking and house cleaning activities. I can't vacuum, can't push it. I can't sweep and mop. I can't clean the bathtub. I struggled to bend and turn to the left specifically because my tumor was right in my upper abdomen, right under my left breast. So I struggle to do lots of normal things. I have got to work through all of this. My goal every day is to make it to work and to make it a full day of work. And there are some really great days where whenever I get home, I feel up to eating with the family and even doing homework with my kiddo. But there are lots of days where I find myself going straight to bed. I live to work because I have to work, and then when the weekends come, I tend to fall apart. My body just gives out on me, and I sleep a lot. A lot of people don't understand that once the tumor's out, because at the time it wasn't considered cancerous, that you're automatically healed, and that hasn't been the story at all. So people tend to lack any empathy for the daily struggle that we all go through. It's difficult sometimes to continue to be second-guessed by society that doesn't understand what we go through. And yes, sometimes I go through anger whenever it's directed at me personally because, sometimes it's family, sometimes it's your friends. People get tired of being told you can't hang out because you don't feel good, or you can't go do this because you don't feel good, or, sending your spouse to the grocery store because you don't think you can walk the aisles. I want to keep a job because it makes me feel normal. It helps pay the bills. It keeps me going to a medical team that I trust and who understands what I go through. I found y'all by chance on Facebook, and since then I've gotten to know quite a few of y'all personally through messaging, and where no one else understood other than my husband and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law and my sister-in-law, nobody really sees me at my worst. People only see what I let them see when I go out, and that's not a lot. But I I found some solace and some comfort and encouragement with this group because somebody got me, and I wasn't making it up, because people, even doctors, sometimes look at you like it just can't be that bad. And finally, y'all understand because y'all go through the same thing, and it also makes me feel like I'm not crazy. I see how courageous a lot of y'all are that have it so much worse than I do. And I don't know how y'all do it to continue going, but I listen to what y'all write, and I listen to what y'all say, and how you're feeling, and in many ways y'all have become my family, because even my family doesn't get it, but you do. And I appreciate what Angela's done for us this month and getting this going, and it feels so good for us to have a month and that we matter, and that I can now say to someone that September is Desmoid Awareness Month, and turquoise is one of my favorite colors, so it is even better for me. So I get to tell people about this page, and I get to understand what I go through if they truly want to know. And I get to tell people about this month, and I'm so proud of it because of everything that we've all done to forge the way for others that are just getting diagnosed and will be diagnosed in the future. I'm sorry this is a late submission today. Today has not been a good day for me pain-wise, and if there's anything that I can do, even just talking to somebody and being a pen pal with somebody, if there's anything that I can do to help you feel loved and encouraged during your story, then all you have to do is ask, and I will do that for you. So many have done it for me. I guess that's about all that I have to say. Congratulations to everybody for this being our month. God bless.